What is going on, guys? It has been a hot minute. This is Whiskey Wednesday, episode 9.
Welcome back.
Been a lot of shit going on. Been a lot of heat going out to people that have been posting, haven't been posting, stuff like that, due to all the craziness that's going on in the world. So we're not going to dig into that, what our opinions are. I love to have conversations on that. I've talked to a lot of my clients, especially minority clients, clients of different religions, just because I want to get their perspectives and things like that. But I've had a lot of private conversations. We're not going to bring that into this show, though. So I've also been moving, which John, you're moving this coming week.
I'm trying to move this week. My new apartment's giving me some pushback. They haven't been answering the phone, so we're gonna go up there tomorrow and try to move in. Actually, tomorrow, try to start tomorrow. We already put the deposit down, not the deposit, we've already put in our application, paid all the fees and stuff like that. And we're supposed to move in on the 30th, but we wanted to move in early. So we're gonna try to go up there tomorrow, see when we can move in, hopefully this week, get it all done out of the way.
So we are at my apartment right now. As you can tell, we've been putting in a lot of work. Here, we can't tell because all you guys can see is this big ass white wall. But other than this workbench that I have right here, nice workbench, I'm proud of that. But we have 2 bedrooms now, a lot more space. So we have an office. We turned the second bedroom into an office, but 2 bed, 2 bath. It is amazing. We are in the garage right now, and this is where we're gonna have a few of our shows until we determine whether we're gonna do it at my place or John's place, whichever works better.
Maybe alternate.
Yeah, go back and forth. John's got an amazing, this is John's humidor that he gave to me, and that because he got
a brand new one.
Stunning humidor. So we want to make sure we show that off too. So we might just bounce back and forth too. So other than that, we both work full-time jobs. So we at the same place. So we are pretty busy. The gym is crazy right now. We are hitting record numbers between personal training, between shows, everything.
Into August.
So
big August coming.
It's gonna be insane. So we're finally able to do this again. Things have been slowing a little down. We can get back into our normal routines, but we're setting it up when we're gonna be recording a lot easier and better for us. So moving right along, I got a massage from the same place that John did. They came out to ours.
Theropudic Arts, I recommend it to him because they come out to you, they do the work there. He's really good with assessments. I'm gonna let him talk about his experience with them because I talked about it a little bit last show.
Absolutely. John hyped him up like crazy, and that this guy, his name's Hunter, exceeded expectations. You go shirtless so he can kind of see your body. He does a few assessments, but basically he'll kind of like feel the hips, feel the shoulders, look at you front on. He had me do 1 squat. He looked at me, he's like, "Oh, you have pain in your lower back, don't you?" I'm like, he like knew my whole life story. He was like, he looked at me, he was like, "Your parents get divorced when you were in 4th grade?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" No, he was incredible, knew exactly what to do. And what was even more impressive, what I thought, I did stay in the room when Nicole was getting her massage. I was just working, but he was still I just wanted to know what he kind of told her so that if that's something I should implement too. So I stayed in the room just for that knowledge aspect. And the massage that he gave her based off of her body assessment was like completely different from mine. So it wasn't like he just comes in there and does some, like basic massage. Yeah. And then just advances as you go along.
It's not just a deep tissue massage, it's specific to what's your imbalances, how he can fix them. And you come out of it hurts like a motherfucker, but you come out of it so much better.
Oh yeah, it's not one of those go and get a feel-good massage, which are all fine in the end too, but this one actually like fixes what is wrong with you. We're definitely gonna be going in. I'm planning on once a month, once every other month.
Probably about every 6 weeks is good for me. He recommended when I get closer to my show to see him maybe every 2 to 3 weeks until show day, because it's gonna help with those imbalances, help with opening up my muscles so I can pose better and stuff like that.
Yep.
I also got a tattoo.
That was the secret topic.
Oh.
Right when we were getting into it, I was right about to go into it.
He told me about a secret topic and it just came to my mind.
John got a new tattoo, and actually the reason that we face like this is because John has his right arm done. I'm going to be getting my left arm done here in a few months. So, what'd you get on you?
I got a lion. So I got it at the right angle so then I could put it in front of my face with one eye. So one eye is the same color as my eye. It's really sick. I got a good picture of it on my Instagram, official JD Fit. I tagged my artist too, so if you're in the Tampa area, hit him up because he does really good work.
He might be doing some touch-up work just because, when the hand's swollen, can't see everything. So once it gets fully healed up, he has his consultation to see if they need to do any touch-up work, make anything pop a little bit more.
Looks good so far.
It looks pretty amazing, healing pretty well. So we went to the beach today and he just kept a hat over it the entire time. He showed up, he's like, dude, I didn't even put sunscreen on. I'm like, you just got a hand tat. He's like, don't worry, I put a hat over it.
Yeah, I had my hat on the whole time.
Also, shout out to our sponsors, Mad Viking Beard Co, for making us these 8s into 9s, maybe dipping into the 10 range. But, dude, I can't tell you how much when I wake up in the morning, throw that beard oil in, soften it up. I've always struggled with beard itch, and that's typically why I shave it back off.
Yeah.
Is the beard itch, and then going into the balms to actually shape it so it stays in place all day long, doesn't get scruffy, even when you're working out. So, we are drinking Crown again. We're just finishing it off. We haven't finished this off yet. Again, with the move, it's been crazy, so we haven't been able to restock yet.
So I think the next whiskey I'm gonna get is Proper 12. It's really good. I had it at a bar once. That's Conor McGregor's whiskey. I'm gonna bring it in here probably next week. So we'll see. It's really good. Can't wait to try.
And our cigars.
Oh, the cigars. So we're smoking Onyx Reserve today. Shout out to Alan Burns. He gave us a big randomized pack so we can try a few different types of cigars. Each one came with at least 2 of each so we can smoke the same ones together while we're doing our shows. He enjoys our shows. We're gonna have him on the show eventually. He does like prep clients and online coaching as well.
Yep.
So we'll bring him on. He's a smart dude.
Big shout out to him. He's actually never smoked them, so it was funny when he was telling us about it. He was just like, I heard him say whiskey, that goes good with whiskey, so I bought these ones too. And he was so excited about it. We were excited to have him, so big shout out to him. Topics that we're gonna be going over today. We have a fan question who's kind of been hitting a little bit of a plateau, so we're gonna dig deeper into that, on how to overcome a plateau like that specifically. How to get a good warm up in, not just 5 minutes on the treadmill, anything like that. How to nutritionally coach someone who's morbidly obese. Where to start with them. We're not going to get into the exercise portion. We might touch on that for a little bit, but mostly the nutritional aspect. And then going out with friends when you are dieting. John's going to dig deeper into that because he has to manage that when he's on prep versus just a lifestyle client. You can bounce back from that a lot easier. So, getting into it.
All right, so our fan question, we got a guy who's training for Special Forces selection. He's about 230 pounds right now, trying to get down to 205. He's got high intensity workouts, runs at least 5 miles a day, and he's at 2,000 calories. So for a guy his size, he should be losing fat, but he's not. He hit a plateau. What recommendations would you give him?
We're not gonna dig too deep into the rabbit hole on this, but 2,000 calories is good for a diet. However, now he's hitting a plateau and he is running 5 miles a day and doing workouts on top of that. And it's very, very intense. So his caloric burn is just insane through the roof. So what he's kind of put himself in is, that plateau because his metabolic rate is so far down that he doesn't have the fuel to keep that system burning. He's training hard, low calorie, not seeing results. So what we want to do, and what I recommended that he do, is walk his calories back up. What I noticed on him specifically is his fats are too low. So that could cause problems in his joints, hormonal problems, which is definitely going to cause that plateau. And he doesn't have too long. I'm not going to get into how long he has to get down because it is pretty aggressive. For your lifestyle client, I wouldn't recommend that fast. But he's got that special purpose, getting ready for Special Forces training. But your body needs fuel. So we need to walk those calories back up into an optimal level for doing
like a reverse diet.
Absolutely. Do that reverse diet, he might not see results for a month, but then once he gets that metabolic rate back up from walking those calories back up, keeping that protein high, walking those calories back down, then his weight's gonna start to follow through.
I've actually seen people lose more weight once they start to that reverse diet, adding more calories in, so then their workouts are better. They're able to put more energy into those workouts, and then putting more energy in, they're gonna burn more calories, and then they're gonna actually lose weight. But it's actually it's different for each person. So you might not see the same progress as someone else sees during a reverse diet.
Yeah. like you said, more energy for workouts, building that fire. If you only put little tiny wood chips into a fire or put leaves into it, it's gonna burn for a little bit and be out quick. If you put logs back into it, it's gonna burn, have this big fire flames again. That's where you want your metabolic rate to be.
And training for special forces specifically, there's gonna be a lot of high intensity stuff, not just cardio. So we're gonna have to build that strength up as well.
Yeah, you want fuel, you want a high metabolic rate going into that. You don't want to go into it already with low energy because you're going to be training your ass off in that. It's going to be hot. You're going to be working out constantly for the next however many months it takes you to get through that, depending on what school you're going to, Navy SEALs, Special Forces, Green Berets, Airborne, Air Assault, things like that. All those schools are different times and different lengths, so those all factor into it as well.
I've actually heard from some like Special Forces Ranger guys that going into these schools with a higher body fat percentage will help you out because you go long periods of time without eating, and long periods of time of like pushing those limits of just long days, like 22 hour days, and then you got low calorie intake and stuff like that, so you're gonna burn a lot of fat. So going in there with a little extra fat on your body actually helps.
Absolutely. Yeah, you want that in there because they give you, in most of the intense schools at least, they give you your food going into the school. How you ration it out is up to you. So if you go in there and you want to be full the first half, you're going to be damn hungry the rest of the half. So you want to manage that hunger going along, or you better have some good battle buddies that are going to give you some of their, hopefully you got someone like me who's coming in at $160, $170, they can give you some of their food. All right, so let's get into warm-ups. How should we warm up?
All right, so warm-ups. The first thing you want to do when you're warming up is a dynamic warm-up that you're going to do every day. Get that blood pumping, get your body warm. You don't want to jump into an exercise cold, especially like if you live in the colder parts of the country, in the colder parts of the year. You're going to actually want to warm up your body before you get into that. But then, getting to the program-specific warm-ups. So what are you training that day? Based off my experience, especially for like heavier compound lift days, like squatting and deadlifting, I'm going to want to stretch those muscle groups that I'm going to be using. So my hamstrings, my quads, my calves, I like to stretch those. And I see that like when I have more time to stretch and when I put more effort into my warm-ups, that I have better workouts.
Absolutely. For me specifically, on leg days, I need to get my quads firing. I am very glute dominant. It is not even funny. I will do, except for leg extensions.
Look at it.
If the camera angled down, you would definitely see. That's why I get the most questions on, most compliments on at the gym, which is nice, but I want to get quad focused in. So if I do quad focused squats where my stance is narrower, something like that, raise my heels up, I'm still feeling it in my glutes. So I need to get my quads to fire. I need to roll those out. I need to start with some leg extensions, not working sets. Thanks, bro. Not working sets of leg extensions, but I want to get those firing, so I'm going to tailor my warm-up around getting my quads to be activated on days that I want to work my quads instead of my glutes.
Some people lack that mind to muscle connection during those exercises. So some people are quad dominant, some people are glute dominant, hamstring dominant. So figuring out what warm-ups work for you, helping you with those big compound lifts and helping you actually balance your body. Also, one thing I like to use before my warm-ups, especially on leg, back day, deadlifts, squats, Theragun. So I don't have any scientific proof, but based on my experience, this helps with the mind to muscle connection before I'm squatting, before I'm deadlifting, and it also helps loosen me up. So when I first got the Theragun, they put me through a class, and the first thing they showed us was we were supposed to stretch to see how far we can reach, like a hamstring stretch, and then use the Theragun on our hamstrings for about 10 to 15 seconds each, and stretch again, and noticeably a good 3 to 4 inches farther after I hit it with the Theragun. So increasing that flexibility, the mobility is going to help you perform better during your workouts.
Absolutely. Definitely, I wouldn't recommend static stretching before it, but the Theraguns, it's not a pain-free experience. You're going to start feeling those muscles. It's going to help you activate those a heck of a lot more.
And it helps with the recovery. So percussion therapy recovery. All right. Now let's go into morbidly obese. So where would you start with them nutrition-wise?
First, I think you need to see what it took to get them to being morbidly obese. It's not like a lifestyle client who's walking in at 20-25% body fat if you're a male, 30-35% necessarily if you're a female. But what did it take to get them to be morbidly obese, to get that 350 pounds, 400 plus pounds? They weren't eating 3,500 calories a day to get there. Our bulks, I mean, your cut started out around 3,000 calories.
Yeah, over 3,000 calories, yes.
And you were weighing around 220. My bulk was around 3,000 to 3,500, and I was struggling to gain weight still. I have a high metabolic rate naturally. But typically speaking, you're not doing 3,500 calories a day and getting up into that 350 plus range. You're already at an insane amount of calories, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 plus calories that got you into that range over years. So you don't need to do the simple math of calculating their weight times 12 or where they should be for their height times 12. You can start them out pretty high. Maybe if they're 400 pounds plus, I might start them out at 4,000 calories and then slowly walk them down from there. Because if I give them the proper macronutrients, teach them the importance of protein, they probably didn't have enough protein to begin with automatically. Protein holds the benefits of repair and recovery. It's gonna have a high thermic effect when you're just digesting it anyway. You burn about, for every 100 calories you ingest, you burn approximately 25 calories, depending on the quality of the protein, just digesting it, versus 2 or 8 when it comes to fats and carbs. So we get that right, that's gonna help with your hunger. So once you're at 4,000 calories versus the 6 that you're used to, you're automatically gonna be just as full because protein's very satiating since you weren't getting that protein in before. So I'm gonna start off with high calorie, proper portions, and then lastly is we have to also account for fat does burn calories. That's for a long time, we thought that it wasn't, that it didn't do anything, it was just sat on your body, but fat does burn calories. It releases a hormone called, or a substance called leptin. Leptin's your hunger hormone. It's what makes you feel hungry. Bodybuilding, a lot of times when you're on the show, you lose that feeling because you're so low body fat. So after your show, you can just eat gobs and gobs and gobs, and even though your stomach's full, you still feel like you can go. Whereas when you have a lot of fat on you, that fat releases leptin. So it does have a small calorie burn, not a lot. We can also factor that in, and that's why we can keep them 3,500 calories, 4,000 calories, and still see weight loss.
And what I've also seen with the morbidly obese clients, the bigger clients, and stuff like that, just by consciously eating healthier foods and tracking, they're gonna lose weight. So eating less calorie dense foods like sodas and stuff like that is just gonna kickstart the fat loss anyways. So regardless, we want to start high, work our way down. They're coming from diets that are like I said, soda, burgers, fries, stuff like that have a lot of calories. So now that they're eating healthier and they're eating foods that are actually more volume, they're gonna feel fuller anyways.
Absolutely. Learning where you can make swaps that they still like. Some people are used to 5-6 Cokes a day. So if we can change it to Diet Cokes, that's a good start. It doesn't have to be perfect when you start. We want to see some improvements. So walking the protein up, specifically in protein, they're probably getting, what I've found is 50 to 80 grams of protein a day. So if they're 5'6", 5'8", wanting to get to 180 or so, 180 grams of protein would be a good place to start. Now, don't take your client from 50 to 80 grams of protein to 180 because they're going to quit. That is a tremendous, you're doubling their amount of protein. Walk them up. If they're at 50, make their weekly goal 60. And then if they've hit that consistently, make their weekly goal 70. If they hit that consistently, walk it back up because you're trying to change their life. You're not trying to get those results right away. But by doing that, you're going to get the results right away also is what you're gonna find. Don't make them be perfect. Just, healthy swaps. Flavored water. You can get the flavoring packets at Walmart, at Publix, any store, Hy-Vee if you're up in the Midwest, and swap that out. Find a flavor they like. Hy-Vee is the Midwest. It's like the Publix of the Midwest.
Oh, okay.
A little more bougie, more expensive than Walmart.
I'm used to Walmart.
I've always gone to Walmart. But find swaps that they do like, because what I eat is not going to be what John likes to eat. And what John likes to eat is not going to be someone who weighs 400 pounds likes to eat. So that's how we're going to get them there nutritionally. Exercise-wise, they're 400 plus pounds, they probably weren't exercising before. So put them on that push-pull leg split, put them on full body, and then just don't push them crazy, because if they're sore, they're not going to continue to come to the gym. Just get them doing some exercise, keep them talking throughout it. You want to make their experience good while they're in the gym. Because just getting them into the gym 3 times a week, that's a success, that's a win. We don't need to kick their ass yet. When they start seeing those results, they're going to want to kick their own ass and start pushing a lot harder. All right. So when we're going out to eat, like we said earlier, you're going to have that more experience because you need to specifically watch it more than someone who's a lifestyle client who can kind of rebound on that a little quicker. Your body's going to react a little bit more extremely to going out of control when you go out to eat with friends.
Okay, so going out with friends while dieting. A lot of people feel like when they're dieting, when they're trying to cut weight, their social life takes a hit. So this is depending on your goals. Like if you're a prep client, if you're bodybuilding, if you're competing in shows or doing a photo shoot, you have a deadline. You're gonna have to be more strict when it comes to going out with friends. So plan ahead. So look at their menu, decide where you guys are going. Look on the menu. All restaurants now have calories on their menu. It's like a government mandated thing, I think, in the whole country. So you can decide what you're gonna eat before you go out. Like he was talking about with the obese clients, trading in like Cokes for Diet Cokes, Coke Zero, stuff like that. That's 0 calories. You can enjoy that while hanging out, just talking with friends. You don't have to overdo it. Get those drinks like your friends do. Also, I would say surround yourself with good people, like people that have the same goals, stuff like that. They're gonna want to eat healthy too, so you're not feeling that peer pressure. Eat before going out. So if you're a prep client like me, I like to eat my meals. If I'm on a meal plan, I like to eat my meals so I'm fuller before I go out and I don't feel that need to eat foods while I'm out there.
You're gonna get that peer pressure, especially if you're just starting out. Once you've done it a few times and you've gone out with those friends a few times, they're just gonna realize that's part of it. If you have friends like mine back in the Midwest, they're gonna peer pressure you no matter what.
Yeah. Oh,
but
this.
Just
It's only
hold
one burger.
yourself accountable. Order the food that you want. It's your goals. It's not their goals. So understand that. They give you shit for it. You're the one that chose to do it, so you should stick to it.
But still enjoy time with your friends. Don't take this hit on your social life just because you have goals, just because you're dieting. You can still go out with them because this is a lifestyle. Fitness is not a punishment. You want to turn this into a lifestyle thing, so being able to go out and enjoy your time is going to be a part of your life forever, as long as fitness and being healthy and stuff like that. And one thing big for me as a prep client, as a bodybuilder, I like to plan those nights of going out. My friends, they're the same style, lifestyle in the fitness industry. So we plan ahead and we go out when it's my free meal or my cheat meal, so we can all enjoy it at the same time.
Yep. One other thing is when you go out to eat, you can ask your food to be cooked a little bit differently. So your vegetables, I know we went to the restaurant the other night, I got buttered corn, ask it to be made without that. Can I just have steamed corn? Can I just have steamed broccoli? The restaurant, what they want is customers to come back, so they want their food to taste good. So they're gonna cook it with a lot of oil, they're gonna put butter on it, put a lot of seasonings on it, because it tastes so damn good so that you want to come back.
They put crack in it if they could.
Yeah, so their job's to make money, they're a business, and you can't blame them for that. So understand, just ask them to cook it a little bit differently. If they have to do less to cook your meal, chefs are probably not gonna be too upset about that. So ask for vegetables to be steamed. You can ask for steak, for meat to be cooked without oil, things like that. That's gonna cut back on those calories. Again, it's very, very hard to track, and not that you should track when you go out, but the calories that are on the menu then, if you ask it to be cooked a little bit differently, they're gonna be a little bit lower than that, and you're gonna save yourself some calories.
Yep.
So, finishing up.
Prep update. So, as most of y'all know, I'm in a bodybuilding prep. I'm competing both on September 12th and September 19th, back-to-back weeks, which is really good because I'm gonna have mostly friends at my first show, and then I'm gonna invite my father down for my second show, because the second show is in St. Pete area, so I think I'm gonna get a hotel or an Airbnb so I can have everyone there, so we can enjoy the whole weekend. And then after that show, I'll be able to indulge some more, so when my family's there, instead of my fitness friends, I'll be able to actually indulge. But prep update, I'm actually at not a new low weight, I would say, because we're kind of balancing out at just about 200 pounds, which is crazy good because at this time in my prep last time, I was sitting about 185, 190 pounds. So I'm about 15 pounds up. I really like the way I'm looking right now, and I really like where I'm at. So only doing cardio 5 times a week for 25 minutes. And my workouts are like at an all-time high intensity. So I love the strength that I have, love the energy that I have, and I'm enjoying my food. My calories aren't crazy low yet. We'll see where that goes. I probably have another 10 pounds to lose before I'm like stage ready, but I think I'm on the right path. Trying to go pro later this year or next year. So the goal at the beginning of this prep, or probably at the beginning, like last year, my goal was to go pro by 2021. So we're on the right path. You can check my Instagram for like physique pictures and progress pictures, stuff like that, but I'm not gonna let you guys do that right here. That'd be kind of weird.
Absolutely. So 3 major shout outs. Again, huge shout out to Hunter at Therapeutic Arts. Shout out to Coach Big Al, if that's where you can find him at on Instagram. But Alan Burns, shout out to him for the cigars. If you guys are in the Tampa area, I highly recommend that you guys do check out Hunter at Therapeutic Arts. It's Therapeutic Arts on Instagram for him. And then also a huge shout out to our beard sponsors, or our show sponsors, Mad Viking Beard Co. Check them out. You can see those at the link in both of our bios on Instagram, and use the code whiskey for a discount on them. As well as hit us up on social media. We're both online coaches and we're both in-person coaches here in the area at Crunch Tampa Palms. So if you want an in-person coach, come into Crunch Tampa Palms, reach out to us on social media there, and we can kind of get you set up, get you the best deals on memberships and everything there. If you aren't already a member, reach out to us on social media too if you want that online coaching. If you're a bit farther away, we both do online coaching as well, so make sure you reach out to us. John is at official JD as in dog fit. I am at JakeBlock_fitness. Otherwise, keep up the fan questions. We love them. We were finally able to feature one, as well as reach out to us for any suggestions that you guys want. Also, make sure you guys like the show if you got anything out of it. Subscribe to make sure you guys get constant updates whenever we come out with a new show. We're going to be consistently week to week to week, unless things get busy again, because again, we don't make our primary income off of this, so we work full-time jobs.
And next week we're gonna have a giveaway for you guys, so stay tuned.
Absolutely. And if you guys got anything out of this, which we know you did, we got a lot out of it, so we would love some love back. If you guys could share it with a friend, share it out on your social media pages. Make sure if you do that, you tag myself at JakeBlock_fitness and tag John, official JD Fit. Make sure we know about that. We might be able to hook you up with something. We'll keep that a little hush-hush right now, but we might hook you up with something. So see you guys next week for episode 10.